Today is March 21st at 10:15 a.m. This is Nathan Wedge, and I'm interviewing Tanya Martin at the Mason County Board Office. All right. What is your definition of success?
I think success has a different meaning for many different people. For me personally, as an educator, it means leaving something with every child that you teach, having them remember something specific about your classroom and your time together. Now, as a human resources manager, I think it means leaving something of myself with each employee that I teach, and trying to work with them even once they've been hired to be the best educator that they can be.
What is your background? Like, where did you come from? How were you raised, etc.?
I came from a very small town outside of Point Pleasant, West Virginia. I was raised in a traditional home with a mother and a father. I had one sister who was 10 years younger than I was. So for much of my life, I was an only child. My mother was a stay-at-home mother. She didn't work outside the home. And my father was a blue-collar worker who worked in a plant, but worked very hard and was successful in other areas.
How did your upbringing play a role in your success?
Even though my mother didn't work outside the home, she was a very hard worker. She worked from morning until night doing the things that a stay-at-home mother does. My father didn't have a college education, which is something that he chose. He had the opportunity to go to college, but he chose not to do that. He worked at the Goodyear plant and was very successul in the jobs that he did there. He was a member of the school board during various times, a member of the county commission, so he held many political offices in our county, and he achieved all of these things through hard work.
Who or what inspired you?
Well, watching my parents work hard is something that inspired me. I guess it was just seeing them work hard through day to day. It wasn't that I had a lot of chores or things to do as a child, or even growing up. But watching them work hard taught me the value of working hard and how working hard can make you successful. My grandfather also was an inspiration. He was a teacher, and so I can remember spending many hours playing school with his things, and I think that was the reason that I chose to become a teacher in the first place.
Okay. What do you see as your most successful moment or something that you've achieved?
Well, one of the moments that stand out most is being awarded Mason County Teacher of the Year a few years ago. But honestly, I still think my most successful moment is that day-to-day working with those students and being able to reach students and teach them things that others have given up on.
What lessons has your work life taught you?
My work life has taught me that it is important to work hard and do the best you can at everything that you do.
How's your life been different from what you imagined?
I think I've always wanted to be a teacher, so it's really not that different. Probably what I would like to do in my dream job is to be a party planner, something that is just more fun and not so goal-oriented.
What regrets do you have, and what would you do differently?
I really don't have any regrets, and there is nothing that I think I would change at this point.
In our class, one issue we have discussed is the 10,000 hour rule, which is the idea that one has to put 10,000 hours of work, practice, or study to become truly successful at something. To what degree does the 10,000 hour rule apply to you or your definition of success?
I think that the definition of success is trying hard, working to your potential, putting all your effort into everything that you do every day. and that certainly takes 10,000 hours plus.
My instructor has asked us to include 2 questions in this interview. The first one is, has reading played a significant role in your life? And if so, what kind of things do you enjoy reading?
Reading is one of my favorite things to do. I read endlessly. Of course, I read for my job on a daily basis. I have just quit going to college, actually. I have a bachelor's and 2 master's degrees, so I enjoy schoolwork and enjoy reading textbook type things. But I also read a lot for pleasure. I subscribe to numerous magazines, and I like murder mysteries.
The second question she wants us to address is, from the beginning of time, storytelling has been used to transmit history and culture. From entertainment to teaching lessons, storytelling is used in all walks of life. What kind of role has storytelling played in your personal and or work life, if at all? What is your view of storytelling?
I think storytelling is extremely important. Storytelling allows us to share our family and our heritage. I never get tired of hearing stories about when my parents were young or when my grandparents were young. I can remember one of my favorite college classes was a West Virginia history class in which the instructor used storytelling to get the concept of different aspects of West Virginia history across us, and those are lessons that I've never forgotten. Other history classes, I've studied things and maybe forgot them almost immediately, but when it was done through storytelling, that's something that I really remembered. So I tried in my teaching many times to include things in a storytelling way to help the students learn.
We all know a person who loves to tell stories and someone who may even tell a particular story over and over again. Obviously, that story must hold great meaning for such a person. What story do or would you tell over and over again, and why?
I think telling the story to my children about the day they were born, different times we've spent together, things we've done when they were smaller that they may not remember, and things about my childhood, because I enjoy hearing things about my parents' childhood, so I enjoy sharing things about mine with my children. And I think that's how we live through generations, is through sharing these stories over and over and over with each generation.
What words of wisdom or advice could you offer on how to create a successful life?
Work hard. It's all about working hard and putting your all into everything you do. You may try things and fail, but there's always a lesson to be learned from that. There are many things that I have failed but have gotten back up, dusted myself off, and started over again. So it is with repetition, it is with practice, it is with diligence, working hard, and the success will come. When you put your all into everything, then your success will come.
How would you like to be remembered?
I would like to be remembered as someone who was caring and touched lives of many children, taught them many things. Now, in the role as human resources, I would like to be remembered as someone who went out of their way to help anyone who came into my office. And I've always said that I would like everyone to, when I'm gone, to celebrate my life. And my epitaph is going to read on my tombstone, "She's dead, let's party."
Is there anything I haven't asked you that you would like to share?
Nothing that you haven't asked, but again, I would like to say that success comes from hard work. And if you put your all into it, then you're going to be successful. You get out of life what you put into it. So if you enjoy what you do, and you make every day the best that you can make it, even when it's not a good day, you can find something good about it, then life is going to be good and you'll find success.